Let us pray. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of all our heart be pleasing to you, our rock and redeemer. Amen. For almost 3 days, no one in my family ate, and there was a sense of worry in our house. My grandmother was missing. They then found her in the well, which was in our agricultural field, with her legs tied to stones. I was too young to understand the reason behind her death, but as I started growing up, seeing the life of my father, a farmer who had to take on him the yoke of his former father and mother, I could understand the struggles of farmers and feel the pain as a farmer myself. My grandmother committed suicide for not able to pay her debt. It was not because of the age-old natural calamities that confronted farmers, but a human agency that inflicted pain and agony to such an extent that my grandmother had to take such an extreme step. Friends, my interaction with the red text is personal. My knowing of a farmer life is reflected in the text that was read to us. And hence, this reflection is my story in a way. The Bible inspires, challenges, and confronts us with wisdom through stories. Today, I take my courage in and through my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who continues to live in me and inspires me to be a part of a community that dares to imagine a life in fullness intertwined with justice, peace, and dignity. The red text talks about the sufferings of the poor, condemnation of social injustice, and suggestion about the government's responsibility to the poor. In general, the narrative has its setting in the socio-economic and political situation where the people of Judah are in the yoke of slavery under the oppressive structures of the Persian rule. Therefore, the socio-political class difference, exploitation of the poor through snatching of land, labor, economy, and offspring are clearly reflected in this narrative. Keeping in mind this background, I would like to connect this narrative with the present-day crisis of economic debt that has plagued the farmers and still continues to do so. Such is the nature of this plague that more often than not leads to suicide, or is it really suicide? My first point is the farmer's life, a continuation of famine, debt, taxation, and abuse. The farmer's life, a continuation of famine, debt, taxation, and abuse. While reading the narrative, one might wonder how these people came to be debtors and why, and to whom were they forced to pay taxes. It is not surprising to note that the economic life during the Persian rule of Israel was mainly dependent on agriculture, and the bulk of the population was composed of the agrarian class. People, as verse 2 informs us, were affected by famine, and due to the scarcity of food, the poor were required to pledge their possessions. The brutality was such that they even had to sell their sons and daughters to slavery. Interestingly, debt and tax were two major reasons appropriated by the creditors for exploiting the masses. This situation forced many to borrow money, which would often result in the mortgaging of fields, vineyards, and olive orchards. David J. Klein states that one needed to pledge an article of clothing for a small loan and mortgage one's property for a larger loan. In extreme cases, one would even mortgage oneself or one's children in order to clear the debt. In verse 3, we see the term Arabian meaning mortgage being derived from the Hebrew root, denoting the continuance of the transaction. This suggests to us that people mortgaging their property and offspring was not a one-time act, but a recurring one. Ralph W. Klein states that land once pledged and lost would be gone forever, resulting in irreversible debt and slavery. The creditors, who were the rich Jews, demanded the services of the members of the family to repay the debt. This is clear evidence of debt slavery or bonded labor. But it just doesn't stop with it. Verse 4 tells us that the people had to pay taxes. Blankenshop argues that farmers had to produce a surplus in order to pay Persian royal tax. This obviously became a heavy burden on the farmers widening the gap between the rich and the poor. In the text, we are also faced with a deliberate and repetitive reference to the daughters. Why is that so? The word Nikbashur in verse 5 has sexual overtones. So it is possible that verse 5 could suggest that the daughters were quote and unquote taken to gratify the sexual needs of the creditors as payment for delaying foreclosure on the loans. Therefore, the repetition of the plight of the daughters is not a mere coincidence but a political act by the author to convey the reality of daughters being subjugated to sexual abuse. The narrative further informs us of land grabbing, and verses 11 and 12 seem to compound such an argument. Having the poor mortgage their lands until the debt is repaid is to indirectly acquire lands not necessarily possible otherwise. All these are clear examples of the continuation of multiple injustices that farmers face. When we juxtapose this context with that of the present, the similarities are striking. A recent government data shows that 80% of farmers commit suicide only because they are unable to clear debts taken from moneylenders, banks, and registered microfinance institutions. An Indian farmer is born in debt, lives in debt, and dies in debt. Farmers are easily cheated by multinational companies and their marketing strategies that promote spurious seeds, wrong fertilizers, and other agricultural products. The video which we earlier saw clearly shows us how a private company exploits the farmers by taking their land and water resources. This tells us that a farmer's life is synonymous to famine, debt, and death. And the economic crises that farmers face are compounded by unjust acts of land grabbing, sexual abuse, debt slavery, and overt violence. My second point is the farmer's life, a journey of protest, resistance, and hope. The farmer's life, a journey of protest, resistance, and hope. While a farmer's life is characterized by struggles and injustices of various kinds, it is never far from hope emerging from their protest and resistance. Although the text doesn't speak of protest or resistance in the way it is generally understood, I would like to interpret the great outcry in verse 1 as a form of protest. This is a battle of power relations where the powerless expose the hypocrisy of the powerful by venturing into alternate paths to engage in public outcries as a form of protest and resistance against the dominant. The people decided to voice out their struggles to Nehemiah, their leader, which in turn paved way for change. How can the Christian community respond to the crisis that the farmers find themselves in? How can we speak hope? Verses 6 to 13 tells us how Nehemiah responded to this outcry. He confronted the oppressors and came out with a lawsuit against them. He summoned a great assembly of all people, and before this congregation, Nehemiah made his accusation against the wealthy people. They pleaded guilty. Nehemiah's response is a radical negation of power of the economically powerful and a negation of the privilege enjoyed by the politically powerful. Had the people not cried out, had they not protested, such a dramatic reversal of fortune would not have taken place. But his response, while being radical, had another aspect to it. It was also confessional. In verse 10, we read that he confessed in front of the congregation that he, his companions, and his servants had lent money and grain to the farmers and were guilty of contributing to the despotic situation of the people. He also gave up his right of being a creditor. Ultimately, what stands out in Nehemiah's response is his self-inclusion among the guilty. Nehemiah restored to the people their property and offspring, thereby renewing their hope for survival. Everyone here is aware of the crisis farmers are in. We are all aware of their realities. But what should our response be? What is the hope, the gospel that can be given to them? We must not forget that majority of the church is located in villages and farmers' issues are the church's issues too. The church has a responsibility to partner with organizations that help farmers and take initiative to start from collectives and markets, using the lands and spaces of churches itself. The church should also develop liturgies, prayers and Bible studies from the perspective of farmers and their life realities. We are often moved to tears when we hear the stories of farmers, and that's about it. But I believe their reality should evoke in us anger against the inhuman acts of the oppressors, the government, the MNCs and the landlords. Their reality should evoke in us a sense of remorse, for we too have contributed to their suffering and death. Their reality should evoke in us compassion and solidarity, not just to stand and voice out on behalf of them and with them, but to strip ourselves of every privilege that we get from being part of the dominant system. Finally, and the reality should cause us to engage in alternate prophetic tasks of reversing the dominant order. While speaking of farmers, one cannot bypass the reality of farmer suicide. While I cannot deny the reality, the very term suicide questions the moral sensibilities of the ones committing it. So I would in turn call this an outright murder of farmers by the dominant structures, where suicide is not the choice that farmers make, but rather is forced upon by the powerful. My grandmother was not a coward, and nor did she run away from life. The privileged society murdered her. We must prevent this mass murder. The privileged should be held accountable for what they are doing, and we have to step out and become like Nehemiah, fighting for the farmers and giving up the privilege that we have. The gospel speaks the mass message of hope as a result of resistance. And Jesus taught us to throw everything off balance. He subverted power and reversed the moral and social order of the day. We too, like Nehemiah and like Jesus, have the task of ending the abuse, debt slavery and land grabbing that plagues our farmers today. We have to respond. We cannot keep quiet and ignore the plight of our farmers. While I belong to this faith community, I have an obligation to the farmers out there. And while I also belong to an agrarian community, you too have an obligation to respond to me and my community. Amen.